Today is day 30 of my 100 days of gratitude. I always want to say 100 days of giveaways because I think I'm Ellen DeGeneres. Today is New Year's Eve, and I think it's obvious that today I'm grateful to see another year, God willing, that I make it past midnight tonight. Yeah, it's been a good year actually, which, you know, I often get people saying to me, oh, I don't know how you do it. Like, you're just, if I had stage 4 cancer, I would. Well, you can't possibly predict how you're going to deal with this. And yes, prior to having cancer, had I thought that I was not going to be hiding in the sheets every day, yes, I guess that would have surprised me as well. But knowing that I have such a time constraint and that I am on a shortened lifespan, those aren't words. Well, they're words, but anyway, yeah, I think now is the time to live. And so I don't know, I don't really have time to be crabby. Like, I do, ask Keith, I'm crabby all the time, but yeah, I don't know. I do spend days crying, and I don't mean to make these videos seem like fake, because it actually drives me nuts when cancer patients just always put that positive face forward, because it's not the way it is. And I've done speaking engagements. I did one in September, and I hadn't slept all night. Like, I pulled an unintentional all-nighter, and that's the first thing that I led with my speech. It wasn't part of my speech initially, but I think it's important that we share the stuff that you wouldn't think of that I deal with, because I've said this so often, 1 in 2 of us are going to have cancer in our lifetime, and we still can't friggin' talk about it. It drives me mad. I'm very open about having cancer, and I'm not afraid to tell a stranger. I mean, I don't go ask people to take out their earbuds so that I can say, I have cancer. But if it kind of comes up naturally, or I'm buying a certain product and the cashier asks me about it, I'm not ashamed, put it that way, but I'm not afraid to talk about it. But it amazes me how many people hearing what I have to say or hearing about my diagnosis who just, they can't handle it, and they shut down and they don't want to talk about it anymore. I mean, to each their own, I get it, but I've had somebody who, I won't get into details, but I'm definitely treated like a leper sometimes, for sure. I don't think people think it's contagious, but they've had a loved one who's passed away of cancer, and I remind them of that, or whatever. And then I have the other people who say, well, you don't look sick. And I kind of feel like, okay, well, I can show you my latest CT scan that shows you I'm riddled with cancer. I don't really know how to, like, I think they're being nice, like, oh, you don't look like the stereotypical cancer patient with no hair and, gauntly. And obviously I don't have a problem with weight, like losing weight. I obviously have a problem with weight anyway. So yeah, this year has been interesting. We got to travel a whole lot, which I'm forever grateful for. That trickled into the year before as well, last year. And so 2018, I'm kind of hoping is just a low-key year. No news is good news for me. When people often ask me what's new, I love reporting nothing. That's always a good thing. So yeah, I think our goal for 2018 is kind of continue enjoying life and living life and seeing what life has to offer. I think this year is kind of going to be a saving year. 2017 was a spending year, because we don't know how long I have. So if I have 10 years, there's nothing really, well, I'm getting a hot flash. Yeah, if I live 10 years, then am I going to look back on these years and go, oh, I wish we wouldn't have, experienced this? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm so grateful that we had all this opportunity. And equally, if I die in 2018, then thank God we got these memories in while I was still well enough to travel. So you do have to, I know not everybody's going to deal with a terminal diagnosis in their life, thank God. But don't let it get to the point of having a terminal diagnosis before you start crossing things off your to-do list. And I don't mean take a trip around the world that costs $100,000. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is you need that nudge. And Keith and I really balance each other out in that way. I am a saver, and some people might call me frugal. But I price match, and I'm just, when things don't fit, I take them back. And I know a lot of people don't do that, which is like, that's your money, go and get it. Anyway, I do a lot of that stuff, and now I don't know what I'm saying. Keith balances me out because I'm a spender, and I'm a saver, and he's a bit of a spender. So he's kind of nudged me a little bit in the right direction to say, hey, we don't know how long we have. And I mean, none of us know. I just happen to have a diagnosis, but none of us know how long we have. So don't wait. Don't wait to start living. And I know money is always tough. You're preaching to the choir here. We have one income, and we live on one income. Like, I get it. And we bought a house less than a year before I was diagnosed with stage 4. So we've got all the bills that come together with it, and we are looking at moving, but that's also very expensive. Anyway, I understand that money is not always an option, but just keep in mind what I'm saying. And I know I kind of go down paths that don't always make sense to everybody, and I'm sorry for that. That's the way my brain works anymore. Keith is getting very good at speaking Catanese. I don't know. I was trying to make a play on words with a German Cater. Oh, this is awful. Anyway, Keith is getting very good at understand. What is it?
Catanese.
Catanese? But I don't go by cat.
I'm trying to make it work.
Keith was saying Catanese, like Cantonese, but it would be Catanese. Catanese? Anyway. See, this is where I'm going. I don't know what I'm saying, but my point is, I think the point I'm trying to make is that I go down a lot of paths, and I lose my train of thought, and I know I don't make sense sometimes, and I hear it when I can see it on people's faces when I'm talking to them, that they're going, what is this girl talking about? And yeah, I get that. I get that I go down terrible paths sometimes, but I think it's important to keep it in the videos, because this is what I sound like now, and it's frustrating, and it's weird that I can identify it. It's weird that I know that my mind isn't. Keith's getting a phone call. I know that it doesn't make sense, that the way I talk sometimes, but I've decided to leave it in because this is my new normal. So today I am grateful for making it another year. I find, like I said in a previous video, I certainly have certain times of the year. So I have March 11th, which is the day I was diagnosed, my birthday, which is mid-August, and then Christmas, which are all markers that when I've made it to those little spots, I realize that I've made it another year. But obviously New Year's is in there too. It's related to Christmas, and seeing another year is something about accomplishment, even though I haven't really done anything, but seeing that I get to see 2018 when I was diagnosed in 2015 with stage 4, I didn't know if I would, and here I am. So today I'm grateful to see another year, and I hope you guys are too. Thanks so much for watching, and Happy New Year.